The wisdom needed to solve problems resides with people living with the problem. The role of an organization like Synergos is to engage with the stakeholders who live with that problem and create a safe space for them to share their ideas, experience, and wisdom. What we've learned is that produces awesome results.
The main idea is to have people with innovative solutions for one of the community challenges, and they come out with this solution to help the community. So they can be non-for-profit organization or a for-profit organization, but definitely they need to have a social agenda and a social impact.
Children in the Arab world, in Jordan specifically and across, do not read. And when I say read, they don't read for pleasure. They read for other reasons, for education, for religion. So I went to the mosque in my neighborhood and I knocked the door of the imam who's in charge of the mosque. And I told him, I would like to read stories to children on a weekend in the morning. And he said, of course. Through this process, the children start to love to read, enjoy to read. And as a result, they grow up reading and they grow up to become better citizens, to make a difference in their communities.
We have trained Asma. She's a 20-year-old lady in Zatari camp, which is the Syrian refugee camp in Jordan. And she says that when she was younger, she loved to read and write, but then marriage and children, the busy life, it made her forget her passion. So starting Wheel of Reading, it has awakened up this passion that she had inside her for reading and writing. And she started writing her own stories.
The adults that we train to read aloud become empowered and leaders in their own community, in their own right, and they become change makers and social entrepreneurs themselves, using the Wheel of Reading program as a stepping stone to discover their inner potential.
I'm a leader in nature, and this is the place where I can speak out, advise others, learn from others. It's a learning experience, and it will never end.
I believe in teamwork. I don't believe that one person can make something happen by themselves.
Synergos mainly believe in convening people, giving people opportunity to be together and to learn from each other. And this is a powerful tool that makes a difference.
I finished my university education, and after I graduated, I started to contact disabled people and visually impaired people to discuss the issues related to disability and showcase the potential of those people. I launched this school, Siraj Al-Quds School for Inclusive Education. In the classrooms, we have all categories of students, students with special needs and able-bodied students that do not have any disabilities. And my aim behind that was just to create a community, to work as a model of coexistence between all categories of students, all categories of people, to change the whole attitudes, perspectives, and stereotypical ideas in the whole country and in the whole community.
Lebanon, a country coming out of 17 years of civil war. Historical divides between Sunnis, Shiites, Maronites, and Druze.
When war finished, ended, and like all of the country was one again, it was like, what do we do with it now? I understood the importance of a common dream, of a common ground, of some things that bring people together. You needed a dream, you needed a place, and you needed a time. And the one and only sincere and true expression that goes through time and place is food itself. Up to a day in 2004, where all things came together, there was an event in Beirut, and 10 days after the end of this event, Sukhothai started as a regular farmers market. It was June 10, 2004. And it was every Saturday from 9 to 2. It started with a farmers market and developed into different projects and dreams too.
Kamal is a bridging leader. He's working with people who have historically in Lebanon been at war, and he's bringing them together around a common purpose.
We have an approach that is about finding bridging leaders, looking at the system, looking at creating a space for personal reflection. We have staff who are part of these countries. They are themselves bridging leaders. We generally tend to hire them from our networks. It's a wonderful way of continuing and making sure that we have presence and we're there for the long haul.
It's very difficult for a single leader or a single institution to be successful in attacking a systemic problem, and that you're served best when you engage all of the stakeholders who have an impact on the system.
We started cooking together, and it's not like conflict resolution in your face. Like, we don't talk about it. We just talk about something different, and at the end it's like, like we have something in common. You're wearing green, I'm wearing blue. We can fight because of these differences, or we can just forget the colors of our shirts and say like, what's common between us? Like, we both like tea. Let's do some work around tea.
The idea or the model has spread throughout Jordan, throughout the Arab world. So we love reading in Lebanon, in Palestine, in Egypt, in Tunis, in Algeria, and it also spread outside, so it's in Turkey.
We have done a research to study the behavior change of these kids after this story being read to them, and magnificent changes in their behavior toward the environment. They started their own initiative, like a cleanup campaign in their neighborhood, and they were inspired out of the stories.
What exists today is a school up to the 6th grade, and I'm planning now to expand it up to the 12th grade. And the Palestinian Minister of Education has already adopted the decision of inclusive education. They will start to implement that gradually over the coming 5 or 6 years.
So today, the farmers market has a serious revenue stream, and it's sustainable. He's reaching people across divides.
We started Tawla in Beirut in 2009, and then went on with different regions, like in the Bekaa Valley, or in the southern mountains, or a cafeteria in Beirut in partnership with the Refugee Agency of the United Nations, and more projects coming too, I hope, in Lebanon or outside of Lebanon too.
Synergos is the only organization that I know of that will give a grant to an individual. And I keep telling them, never stop, because you are catching all these wonderful ideas that otherwise may be lost.
We only work by invitation. We tap into the knowledge and wisdom and experience of people in the community or the country or the region that's experiencing a problem.
You let the people identify the problems. You support those people to find out the solution. They have to discover it. They have to reiterate and learn it and develop it until they get the right formula.
In the 30 years that we've existed, we've built these relationships in different parts of the world. We have senior fellows, that's part of our leadership network. We have board members, global philanthropy circle members, regional leaders, and through them, we then get invited into different countries. Synergos means working together and collaborating. And if that's what you want, we can help